Today I wanted to share something that's pretty special to me. I found, I've been shooting a Winchester Peridot for about going on 3 years now. And I finally upgraded and I waited for the bow I wanted to come out and everything. And I wanted to share with you and my the pros and cons of what I thought of this beauty right here. This would be the 2020 Mathews VXR. I got a 28-inch axle-to-axle on this bow, and I was going to tell you how I got it rigged up first, so you guys know. Put on here just the Mathews rest. I've been shooting the full metal jackets out of it now. You can go see my Carbon Express arrow review I did, and I finally went to the full metal jacket instead of the gold tips to try. And one of the things I have to say about this bow, that partially because of the accessories I put on it, it's very, very stable. And partially is because that stabilizer right there. I didn't go with the short one, I went with the long one, and I'm very, very glad I did. I've been going with the short one for about 2-3 years now, and I'm really, really glad I went with the long one. And probably my most favorite accessory on this bow is the sights. I put CBE, it's a 1-pin. The CBE bow sights, they move up and down, just the pin and everything. And it's amazing. I can get so dialed in with just having 1 pin instead of 3. I love it. It's got a good knob on it, so it gets light in the like the illuminated strings or whatever. It's got a good one of that. And that's probably my most favorite sights I've ever shot. And I've shot a couple 3 pins. That's the first 1 pin I've had. And I was either going to go with a CB or I think it's called a hog farmer, hog shooter, something like that, to put on it. And it has the 1 pin, but it has 2 dots. Okay, that's basically how I had it up. I didn't really want to spend very much time rigging it because, I mean, you guys can rig your bow however you want. But I wanted to show you some of the things I didn't like about this bow, comparing it to my older bow, which is pretty old. One thing I did not like about it is it's very hard to fit expandables in this quiver. Now, I love the quiver, taking it off and everything. It's dead solid. You can literally just pop it off, twist it, and it's good to go. It's off. You want to put it back on, slide it in this little thing, pop it in. I mean, it's a bow without the quiver and everything. Pretty good solid. One thing I have people pick up my bow and everything. They're like, "Dang, this thing's it's heavy." I mean, it is pretty heavy, and I don't really care that it's heavy because I'm only carrying it like 200 yards and I'm done. I'm good to go. I can put it in the stand and it sits there on the limb, and it gives you a lot more stability. Yeah, I said that right. When you're pulling it back and you're holding it, if you have a light bow like a Hoyt that weighs almost like, I think in the threes, and you pull it back and you're just swaying around. With this bow, you can be a lot more steady with that stabilizer. It steadies that pin very, very good. And the one thing I've seen Mathews have been doing with their bow, I've decided on Mathews. I shot a good bit of bows, but I like the Mathews. I've always wanted a Mathews, so went with the Mathews. Is the riser. You can see on all the older bows, the riser doesn't come up as far and the limbs come out and go up. But on all the newer bows, especially this Mathews, the riser is very tall and the limbs are almost horizontal instead of the other ones are kind of oval shaped. And I really think that's really good, and that's improving on, like, I'm 6'1", so I mean most people would say I need like a 31-inch bow, and this is a 28 and it shoots just fine. My last one was a 29 and I went down to a 28. So I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, it shoots great, and I really like the build of the bow. I really like these colors they're coming out with. They got some sick colors now. But the one thing I did want to tell you guys about, the only problem I had with this bow was I shot one deer with it. I'll just put a picture of him up there right now just to show him off a little bit. But I was shooting a QAD I bought with this. Was $250. I bought with the bow. It was a Mathews edition. and I was shooting it really good. It was really good rest and everything, working just fine. And one day I shot it and it cracked, and I was like, arrow went all sideways and everything, and I shot it again, did the exact same thing. Took it up to Vance Outdoors in Hebron, Ohio, where my bow shop is, and asked them what was going on. Couldn't get it to do it. So I took it back down here, shot it again, did the exact same thing. So I took it back up there, and the guy shot it, and it didn't do the same exact thing. It didn't do what it was doing to me, but I said, come on, just take it off. It's hitting it up. You can see the rest. They said the rest was defective, and another guy had a triax, and it was doing the same exact thing to him with the same rest. And the rest, I don't know if you can see it, but the rest came down, knocked against here, and I picked back up, and you can see two little fork holes where the rest came down and hit, because the arrow was just passing by and it had so much force onto it. But they gave me store credit for it and everything, and I took the rest off my old bow, which is also a QAD, and it's just a normal QAD. It's not with any brand or anything. It's just straight QAD. But shooting this bow, very quiet. I mean, it's kind of hard to compare all the other bows. I shot them all, and I had subtle differences in every single bow. And I just kind of went with what felt right, and that was the Mathews. But the one thing that was really, really solid on this bow that I thought on any of the other bows, when you pull this bow back, you get when you're sitting here like this, it is dead solid, man. The let off on that thing is amazing. I mean, I could sit there so still, so long. With all the other bows, I couldn't do that. The cams are pretty strong. When you go to turn the cams over and let them down, it's pretty hefty. And I only have my bow at 58 pounds right now. A lot of my friends and a lot of people I talk to, oh, you gotta have 70. You don't have to have it at 70 pounds. I feel like you're gonna gain from shooting a lighter bow. You're gonna be more accurate. You're gonna be able to hold your bow longer, and you're gonna make less mistakes. And you don't need 70 pounds to kill a deer. I mean, you can have 50 and kill a deer, but I like to have a little bit of leverage there, so if I do hit a shoulder blade or something like I did this year, I can drive through it and make the kill. But I looked at all the other Mathews, and really there's not much difference in between any of the other Mathews and this one. To be honest, the really only difference that I've seen from the VXR and the Triax and now the VXR is they added a few little things that really aren't going to help you shoot deer. Just they're kind of make your life a little easier in the woods. And the thing I was kind of excited with was these silent connect systems at the bottom here. They got one here and one at the top, and you can put a sling on that and carry up your bow up a tree, or you can also put like a rope on it and throw it around your back, like if you're walking a long ways. And the one thing they did do with this is they made the grip a little different, and I'm kind of happy. This rubber I put on my old boat was metal. I duct taped it, and it makes it a lot cooler. And some of the VXR and Triax have it, but all of the VXRs have it. And I'm glad it's got that rubber, and it's supposed to help from torquing the bow. And I really think that helps, because setting my bow in was so much easier, and I'm shooting groups like I've never shot before. And with the Carbon Express, it really shot good in this bow. But the FMJs shoot pretty good too, and I hope they're a little more durable than the Carbon Express was. Besides that, I mean, pretty good solid bow and everything. I mean, you can't really complain about them. Not much. They're about all the same this year. I even asked the guys at the pro shop. They said really not a bad bow this year. But I just really wanted to go with the Mathews and try it out before I went to anything else. My family's got Mathews, so I wanted to shoot the Mathews first. But one reason why I did pick the Mathews was they have the harmonic dampeners on them. You can see up here on the rest, they got a couple, like right there. Of course, the stabilizer and the big knobby one down here. That, to me, it makes it so much quieter, honestly. It actually does. It helps. If you knock this bow, you can feel it vibrating in the harmonic stabilizers. And all in all, I think this is a really good bow, and for the price point, it's great. It goes for about $1,000. Every bow Mathews comes out goes for about $1,000. And some of the Hoyts and everything are $1,500, even $1,700. I've seen a couple of them. And some of the Bowtechs and all, they're up there in the $1,200 range. And Mathews is just $1,000. So, I mean, you get what you pay for. I mean, you're still getting a real high quality bow and everything. Mathews is a very good dealer and everything. And all in all, I think this bow it's very good. And if I had to, I don't regret getting it at all. If you guys are looking at a new bow, I highly recommend looking at the VXR. And there are many other bows you can buy and look at. But hope you learned something from me sharing what I thought about the VXR and everything. And I hope it makes it a little easier in the next bow choice.